What is up, YouTube.com? This is Ojama here. It's Unfiltered. I'm just going to talk about whatever I want. And I'm not 100% sure what I should talk about here, but the first thing I want to say is please comment, like, subscribe. And today's topic is going to be corporate America and why it'll eventually fail. Corporatism. Um, I've been seeing a trend on YouTube where these people are making these like Call of Duty commentary videos where they're sitting there and they're talking about how corporate America sucks. And then everybody in the comments is about like, story person X says story Y about how corporate branch fucked them. So I just want to kind of like weigh in here. So essentially, I kind of agree with the camp that corporate America is the new fascism because they are more or less in a sense that like, yes, you have the ability to leave and go to another job, whatever, you know what I mean? You get to choose your slave master now, and you get paid, but essentially what has happened is that like you could say corporate America, business owners and stuff like that, the old slave world. I don't want to get like too political here, but it kind of seems like to me that the old slave world has figured out a way to shift, to rotate slaves, and then get them to take care of them. Like they deferred the responsibility of maintaining the standard of living for their slaves, um, and deferred that to them, the responsibility to them, which is freedom. It is freedom. I'm not saying like that, but like essentially we're free. Okay, sorry, I'm not trying to make the slave parallel. I'm just saying like it's just just the business world has evolved to that. It seems like so companies like we live in a world and we live in a society and whatever. In that society, you're like have these rights and freedoms and stuff like that, and you vote on your leaders, and then like there's rules and stuff like that. But in a lot of these corporate companies, essentially, if you step out of line, they like kill you. They fire you. So like it's not it limits it it it's like it's their right to do that. I understand that. This is what I'm kind of struggling here, but I have a problem with the way that the world is structured. The only alternative is to start businesses, I guess. But sorry, I'm all over the place. So what I mean here is that corporates, they have there's no negotiations. They will just like when they set their systems, it is just the way it is, and they're just bureaucratic, and they will just like fuck you and just annoy the fuck out of you and come up with all these arbitrary systems to just screw with you, um, that they just based on their feelings. Like they can have a talk or some studies or stuff like that, but then like I've worked for so many companies now that have rules and set because they're treating everybody based on the worst employee that they could have. So like it's like in society, treating everybody in society based on what murderers do to each other. And then that's how companies are structuring themselves, and which is fine and dandy because it's their company. That's what I'm saying. It's their right to do that. But all these corporate entities are all from the same schools and whatever. So like the only alternative for people to like have a life that's not like completely torturing them is to start their own business, which kind of is super dangerous. I mean, I know we live in a world where it's like the easiest time to be poor, so like taking risks right now in America is at an all-time high, but not everybody's made to do that. And it's just I just have a huge problem with the way that people are running their businesses, and I just want to get on the internet and complain about it. That's all I'm saying. Like, and I know this is like a topic that may resonate with people, but it's just something that's been on me for a long time. And like, if I could build some sort of platform to like call out companies, that would be really cool. So that's kind of my unfiltered rant for the day, and I'll just see you later. Please subscribe for more. See you later.